व्यासं यमुदीरयेत्
ततो
जयम् उदीरयेत्
नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके
भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी।
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 8, Verse 32. Kechit ahura jhamjatam
केचित् आहुरजं जातम्
पुण्यश्लोकस्य कीर्तये
पुण्यश्लोकस्य कीर्तये
यदो प्रियस्यान्ववाये
यदो प्रियस्यान्ववाये
मलयस्येव चन्दनम्
मलयस्येव चन्दनम्
केचित् आहुरजं जातम्
केचित् आहुरजं जातम्
पुण्यश्लोकस्य कीर्तये
पुण्यश्लोकस्य कीर्तये
यदो प्रियस्यान्ववाये
यदो प्रियस्यान्ववाये
मलयस्येव चन्दनम्
मलयस्येव चन्दनम्
केचित् आहुर अजं जातम्
केचित् आहुरजं जातम्
पुण्यश्लोकस्य कीर्तये
पुण्यश्लोकस्य कीर्तये
यदो प्रियस्यान् भवाये
यदो प्रियस्यान्ववाये
मलयस्येव चन्दनम्
मलयस्येव चन्दनम्।
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charana Ravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
Names. Catch it, someone.
Kechitt, someone.
Ahu says,
Ahu says,
Acham the unborn,
Ajam the unborn,
Jatham being born,
Jatam being born,
Punya Slokasya of the great pious king,
Punyashlokasya of the great pious king,
Kirtaye for glorifying,
Kirtaye for glorifying,
Yadho of King Yadu,
Yadu of King Yadu,
Priyasya of the deer,
Priyasya of the deer,
Anvavaye in the family of,
Anvavaye in the family of,
Malayasya Malaya hills,
Malayasya Malaya hills,
Iva as,
Iva as,
Chandanam sandalwood.
Chandanam sandalwood.
Translation, please repeat after me. Some say that the unborn is born
Some say
that the unborn is
born
for the glorification of pious kings.
for the glorification of pious kings.
And others say that he is born to please King Yadu,
And others say that he is born to please King Yadu,
one of your dearest devotees.
one of your dearest
devotees.
You appear in his family as sandalwood appears in the Malaya hills.
You appear in his family as sandalwood appears in the Malaya hills.
Purport.
Purport. Because the Lord's appearance in this material world is bewildering, there are different opinions about the birth of the unborn. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that he takes his birth in the material world, although he is the Lord of all creations and he is unborn. So there cannot be any denial of the birth of the unborn because he himself establishes the truth. But still, there are different opinions as to why he takes his birth. That is also declared in the Bhagavad Gita. He appears by his own internal potency to re-establish the principles of religion and to protect the pious and to annihilate the impious. That is the mission of the appearance of the unborn. Still, it is said that the Lord is there to glorify the pious king Yudhishthira. Lord Sri Krishna certainly wanted to establish the kingdom of the Pandavas for the good of all in the world. When there is a pious king ruling over the world, the people are happy. When the ruler is impious, the people are unhappy. In the age of Kali, in most cases, the rulers are impious and therefore the citizens are also continuously unhappy. But in the case of democracy, the impious citizens themselves elect their representative to rule over them, and therefore they cannot blame anyone for their unhappiness. Maharaja Nala was also celebrated as a great pious king, but he had no connection with Lord Krishna. Therefore, Maharaja Yudhishthira is meant here to be glorified by Lord Krishna. The Lord had already glorified King Yadu, having taken birth in his family. Although he is known as Yadava, Yaduvira, Yadunandana, etc., he is always independent of such obligation. He is just like the sandalwood that glows in the Malaya hills. Trees can grow anywhere and everywhere, yet because the sandalwood trees grow mostly in the area of the Malaya hills, the name sandalwood and the Malaya hills are interrelated. Therefore, the conclusion is that the Lord is ever unborn like the sun, and yet he appears as the sun rises on the eastern horizon. As the sun is never the sun of the eastern horizon, so the Lord is no one's son, but he is the father of everything that be.
Hari Om Tat Sat. Oh my God, the Miranda Sigana Yanashalaka Chakshurun Militam Yanitasmi Sri Gurave Namahan Nama Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Jaya Pataka Swamin Iti Namine Namo Acharya Padaya Nitaya Kripa Pradayine Gaura Kata Dyamadaya Nagara Grama Tarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadhe Pasnatya Desatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hariharaya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama Gopal Govindaram Sri Madhusudanam Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangulam Gaite Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Mande Sri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Mishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat.
Jai Guru Maharaj, Jai Srila Prabhupada. It's a very sweet sloka. It's a very sweet sloka. Some says that the unborn is born for the glorification of pious kings, and others says that he is born to please King Yadu, one of your dearest devotees. You appear in his family as sandalwood appears in Malaya hills. Like now, Kunti Maharani is sequentially telling how the people give various reasons why Krishna is appearing. So she'll sloka by sloka, she'll be telling one by one what is the reason people are telling he's appearing. But at last she'll tell that Krishna is appearing to please his devotees. There are many reasons, of course, but the primary reason is that to give pleasure to the devotees who are having so much faith on Krishna, even though they are not seeing him in person, but still they are investing their faith on Guru and the teachings of the Acharya Parampara, and we are very genuinely, sincerely practicing. So Krishna wants to give pleasure to such devotees, so he appears. So this is what is the main reason. So she's starting this verses from here very sweetly. Some say that the unborn is born for the glorification of pious kings, and others says that he is born to please King Yadu. So he is also called Yadupula Tilaka. We are singing like morning. What is that? Yadavaya, Madhavaya, Keshavaya Namaha. So Yadavaya we are singing. So so here she's telling one beautiful analogy. You appear in his family as sandalwood appears in Malaya hills. So here Prabhupada is writing. So how beautiful, nice composition. She's very nicely composing. So because the Lord's appearance in this material world is very bewildering, there are different opinions about the birth of the unborn. He is already mentioned by Kunti that he is unborn, but he is born to some parents in some kula, kotra. So in Bhagavad Gita, Lord says that he takes his birth in the material world, although he is the Lord of all creation and he is unborn. He only created something. How he can be appearing within that? But he's doing that. So there cannot be any denial of birth of the unborn because he himself established the truth. So Mayavadi philosophers, they say that actually he is unborn. The Supreme Brahman is unborn, so he can never be born. So the Krishna is not God. Like this, the unmanifest became manifest in any form. All the demigods are also Brahman. I am also Brahman. You are also Brahman. They are so confused because they cannot understand this contradictory character of an unborn can be born. And especially when he is born in a particular family, there are different opinions as why he takes his birth also. That is also declared in Bhagavad Gita. He appears by his own internal potency to re-establish the principles of religion. What is that sloka? Very famous sloka in India, everybody knows. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirbhavati bharata abhyudhanam madharmasya tadatmanam srijamyam dharma samsthapanataya sambhavami yuge yuge paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha dushkritam. So in this way, to the very famous, like in Bhagavad Gita, he appears as his own, like to establish that he established the principles of religion is one reason, and to protect the pious and to annihilate the impious. Not like all the good people, God will protect. All the bad people, God will destroy. Not like that. What is good and what is bad? Being devotee of Krishna is all good. And not accepting the supremacy of the Supreme Lord, not accepting Krishna as the Supreme Lord, not worshipping him or serving him, that is bad. That's it. So Krishna wants devotees to rule. So that is the mission of the appearance of the unborn. Still, it is said that the Lord is there to glorify the pious king Yudhishthira. The Lord Sri Krishna certainly want to establish the kingdom of Pandavas. Yudhishthira was a simple, straightforward person. He's following the scriptures properly. Despite the other person, opposition party, was not ready to follow the scriptures. They were giving so much disturbance. So he's a very, very wonderful, nice, a pious king. Other than that, he is devotee. So So Lord Sri Krishna certainly wanted to establish the kingdom of Pandavas for the good of all in the world. When there is a pious king ruling over the world, the people are happy. Just we lost think no one. When we became new devotees, I still remember. See, it is from our realization we have to speak. We cannot speak utopian. Prabhupada said, no, I cannot. I don't know what Prabhupada said. I know what Prabhupada wrote in purport, and I have heard some conversations of Prabhupada in morning walks, and I have also heard these lectures. So I can say Prabhupada said in this particular lecture, Prabhupada said in this particular purport. Otherwise, if I have to say Prabhupada said, I have to say my Guru Maharaj said that Prabhupada said, or some Prabhupada disciple said Prabhupada said, because I have not seen Prabhupada. So if I speak anything utopian, which I have not undergone the experience, then that is cheating. We have to speak our realization, purport to purport, with examples of our practical realization in life. So when we newly became devotees also, here there are two things, like we used to think that the king means he should provide food, shelter, all these things. That's why king. That is what is good king. Good person. Good. What is good government? Good government means we all think, oh, everybody should have clean drinking water, good roads, shelter for everybody, food for everybody. Eating, mating, sleeping, defending has to be arranged very nicely. Then the king is very good. Not like that. The king has to engage people in Krishna consciousness. So when the ruler is impious, the people are unhappy. Naturally, unhappiness will chase. If you say, okay, good water has been provided, good, the British were ruling India and we wanted them out. After that, the India became very happy, blissful, joyful and dancing in ecstasy. No. More complications. Before British, some other problems. After British, some other problems. But the always problem will chase insofar when the king is not pious. The king is not engaging the citizens in Krishna consciousness. The Krishna consciousness is such a bliss. Such a bliss. It can bring such a joy in the heart. It will remove the lust, greed, envy, anger, war, feminine, everything can be removed simply by being people happily chanting and dancing and singing, eating prasadam. Everybody will be happy. This is the secret formula Prabhupada gave to this world. So in the age of Kali, in most cases, the rulers are impious and therefore the citizens are also continuously unhappy. Not just because they are not providing material facility. Even in the places where material facility is provided, people are unhappy. You think America is a very rich country. Don't you think they are unhappy? So many people are unhappy only. They don't even know what is happiness. They think they are okay. I'm okay. I'm all right. You ask him, sir, hello, how are you? How are you? Yeah, I'm all right. I'm okay. They are not saying, I'm in bliss, I'm in ecstasy, I'm enjoying my life thoroughly. They are not saying. But in case of democracy, the impious citizens themselves elect. Many fools join together and elect one fool. They are representative to rule over them and therefore they cannot blame anyone for their unhappiness. That's a very, very intelligent diplomatic tactic to make you only selected your government. So you cannot blame him if you are suffering personally in your life. You don't have a house, you don't have money, you have a great disease and nobody is there to support you, you are having any difficulty. You cannot go and ask the government for any personal issues. Personal issues are personal person's problem. Government is very busy looting the money. This is mentioned as the characteristics of Kali Yuga. So here now the people cannot even blame the government because they say you only elected us, you voted no. Like that, 4 rascals will come, all the in between we have to choose between the 4 rascals. So Maharaja Nala was also celebrated as a great pious king, but he had no connection with Lord Krishna. So what is the use of such being a king? Being a king, people may celebrate that he is very nicely arranging food, shelter, everything. But still there will be personal problem. There may be birth, death, old age and disease. That is chasing. Adi bhautiga klesha may come. Adi atmiga klesha may come. Adi daiviga klesha may come. There may be earthquake. There may be calamity. Personally, one may be disturbed in mind or body. Providing good water connection, good roads, government has done everything nicely. But if you get cancer, what will happen? What can government do? If there is a tsunami, if there is an earthquake, what can government do? So, therefore, Maharaja Yudhishthira is meant here to be glorified by Lord Krishna. The Lord had already glorified King Yadu, having taken birth in his family. So here, very, very sweetly, Krishna is called Yadava, Yaduvira, Yadunandana. So now the question may arise, Krishna is unborn, Anadiradi Govinda, how he is called using a particular family heritage. Yadukula. So how Kula and Kotra can be there for Krishna? It is not possible. He is unborn. He is eternal. He is supreme. He is the Adi. All material and spiritual world, everything is under his control. He only created everything. Then how can he be called under a particular family circumstance? So how sweetly is Kunti Maharani explaining this with a beautiful analogy. Malayas Evasa Chindanam. Malaya Hills, Malaysia, Orissa, all these things are in the eastern India. They all have so much smelling sandalwood trees. There are many proofs for this. So, this Malaysia is very famous. So, they are always called with, related with the sandalwood. Sometimes you can see like they say in Bikaner, what is very famous? Bhujia. Immediately anybody will say. Bikaneri Bhujia, something like that. Very famous. In Madurai, there is jasmine, very famous, the flower. So in halwa, they say Madurai halwa. That is a particular place, whichever is very, very famous there. The place is sometimes so much related with the particular thing which is very famous. Anyway, the glory, he is always independent of such obligation. Krishna is independent of Kula Kotra. It's just like the sandalwood that grows in the Malaya hills. So here she is comparing this. Trees can go anywhere and everywhere. Yet because the sandalwood trees grow mostly in the area of Malaya hills, the name sandalwood and the Malaya hills are interrelated. So Yashoda, the name Yashoda, the word Yashoda also has a special meaning. She brings glory to the Kula in which she is born. She'll just bring glory to the family where she is born. Appears. Wherever she appears, she'll bring so much glory to the family heritage. Even Ramachandra is called Raghunandana, Raghuvira. Raghu means sun god. So he appeared in the sun dynasty. There are two dynasties, Surya dynasty, Chandra dynasty, sun and moon dynasty. So because Ramachandra appeared, and with his name, Raghuvira, Raghu Nandana, Raghukula Tilaka, Raghukula Tilaka. So there's a Kula, Raghukula. And in the most glorious person in the Raghukula, Tilaka, Raghukula Tilaka, the most glorious person in the Raghukula is Ramachandra, because Supreme Lord, when he is appearing, is like sandalwood tree. The appearing in Malaya hills doesn't have any value. But because sandalwood is appearing in Malaya hill, it is very famous. Same way, in a particular Kula, a pure devotee appears, the Kula becomes very, very, very glorious. Now in Bengal, we speak so much about now Srila Prabhupada's appearance place. Guru Maharaj is establishing a very, very beautiful deity, not appearance place, near the appearance place, where Prabhupada first met Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So that near that there is that place is purchased. The first place where Prabhupada met Bhaktisiddhanta is Guru Maharaj Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Mullik's house, Mullik. So that Guru Maharaj is establishing a deity of Radha Krishna. It's a Pradima Murti of Bhaktivinoda Thakurs. Bhaktivinoda Thakur worshipped the Pradima Murti personally, and we see that the family is very, very, it's in the Gaudiya Math, but still the Gaudiya Math is very kind to give the deity some days to worship in Mayapur Dham, some days to worship in Vrindavan Dham, 1 month, 15 days. They will give the deity to be worshipped and we return back. So in this way, Pradima Murti is made now in Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's appearance place. The deity is so beautiful with long eyes and is very beautifully looking, and Guru Maharaj straightforward. He's just looking with so much kindness. We can say like Krishna is admiring Guru Maharaj like that for his service. How beautiful is the deity? It is being established there. And that family, Prabhupada appeared, is so famous now among the devotees. Otherwise also, Suvarnamanik family. Suvarnamanika. That Udarandatta Thakur, we went in Hooghly district, Udarandatta Thakur's place is there. We went there and we understood actually Prabhupada came in that lineage. Prabhupada came in that lineage. Now that entire lineage of Suvarnamanik, of course Nityananda Prabhu went and stayed there and initiated everybody. But that entire lineage of family is so much glorified because a pure devotee appeared in that family lineage. Now the question may arise, we'll come back to that. The name of sandalwood and the Malaya hills are interrelated. Therefore, the conclusion is that the Lord is ever unborn like a son. Lord is unborn. Even pure devotees, they are descending. They are not born out of their karma. That, okay, entanglement in that family heritage. How people get entangled in family heritage, how they are born in the same family. Because a person will very hard work. He will do very hard work and he'll get a property and he'll become very attached to the property. Not a property, maybe more than a property. Be attached to all the property, jewels and this and that and Kandan, my son, my grandson, like that. He's so attached. See, mine, he's thinking. Next, when he is born, he'll be born in the same family in order to enjoy that. Sometimes we will see that invalid children born, some useless children born, but they will enjoy all the facilities of that family heritage. That is because they have already deposited it in the previous 2-3 janmas before. And now they want to enjoy that because it is mine. They may not do anything, but they will just enjoy. Like yesterday, 2 days before, I told an example where Prabhupada didn't bless somebody to become all right, the invalid son, because he has to extract the family property. That is why when grandchildren are born, they will keep grandfather's name. Great-grandchildren are born, they will keep great-grandfather's name or father's name, grandfather's name. Like this, they will keep whoever is dead. Because they know that, okay, give and take is happening within the same crowd. Everybody is part and parcel of Krishna. One day or other, it will be broken. But they want to keep it so tight among themselves. Hey, we are a crew and we will only share. We will not share it with anybody else. And they are born again and again. So it's very dirty. Karma is very, very dirty relationship. The grandfather is grandson or granddaughter. Wife is mother, mother is wife. What dirt is this? Husband is the son. Therefore, the conclusion is that Lord is never born. He is unborn like the sun. Sun is never born. And yet he appears as the sun rises in the eastern horizon. Sun never rises in the eastern horizon. What a scientific thing. The sun is always moving in a circle. The sun is always moving in a circle. It is mentioned in Bhagavatam how the sun is moving in the but we have a Kala Chakra, it is turning east-west. So, because we are seeing the sun is moving from east to west, and then east to west, and east to west. Even when the sun is traveling in the north, Uttarayana, 2 portions the sun is traveling. One is in the north, Uttarayana. The northern side. North is not the up. There are totally 8 directions, 10 directions total. What are all the 10 directions? The 10 directions are east, south, west, north, northeast, southeast, southwest, and northwest. Up and down. North is not up. Okay, up and down. So this is the 10 directions. These are all the 10 directions. So when the sun is moving, he will move from east to south to west to north, again to east to south. He will be circumnavigating in a particular hill. On top of a hill, there is a chakra of him, and another chakra is placed in the only one main chakra. But the Meru hill is the center. Like in the compass, we draw a line. the compass, there will be a center needle, and then the pencil will be fixed on the corner. This you can take as a best example to understand easily how the sun moves. The pencil is the sun. And the center in which you're placing the needle is the Meru hill. And the drawing where the sun is actually traveling is actually the, what is that hill called? Not Meru is the center, and the corner hill is Samavartika. No, sorry. That is also a very beautiful hill. We will remember. What is that? Varsha. Another is also, the name of the year is also called with the same hill. Very famous. I forgot. Will tell you in some.
The hill on top of which sun is running.
Yes. And so that hill is like the pencil, which is just going around and around. But what happens, you place a particular divider kind of thing, where you have 365 divisions, a divider, a circular divider with 365 divisions. In your geometry box, you have the divider, right? So in which 180 degrees are there. Think of a divider like that. Okay, 180, 180, two dividers are there. Place it under the compass, where the then it can draw only in some portions. In some portions, it cannot draw. So wherever it is drawing becomes the dark night, and wherever it is not drawing becomes the daylight. So in this way, or wherever it is drawing, the sun is drawing, or the pencil is drawing the divider in 360 degrees, 180, one divider, which is Uttarayana, and 180 degrees down.
Loka.
No, Loka is after the hill. Oh, Krishna, they will call only during class. Okay, so in this way, it's moving. But for us, when we see under the divider we are placed, when we see from under the divider, we will see that the pencil is moving only east to west. We are in the south portion. When we are in the Jambudvipa, we are in the south portion. We always see the sun is rising in the east and setting in the west, sometimes northeast, sometimes southeast. Uttarayana, Dakshinayana. Now you see the sun, it's mostly in north. Towards the north, but east, of course, northeast. So, but we will always say sun rises in the east and sets. But the people who are living in the northern side of Meru, Manasotra mountain. The mountain name is Manasotra mountain. And those people who are living on the northern side of the Meru, for them, they will be seeing the sun going from, it rises in the west and sets in the east for them. Those who are living in the northern side of the Meru. This is very simple. The compass, if I am drawing a line from the center for the northern side, naturally, or for the other side, it will move from this direction to this side. And for the lower side, or what is southern side, it will move from this side to that side. Very, very simple to understand. There's nothing complex in it. It's in all Bhagavatam. So how beautiful analogy Kunti gives, and Prabhupada gives another beautiful analogy. Therefore, the Lord is unborn, like the sun is unborn. Sun is rising everywhere. Sun is rising, this very moment, sun is rising here in India, it is risen already. But if you go into Pakistan, now the sun is correctly rising. Prabhu told in Bangladesh, there is 1 hour, 45 minutes gap. 45 minutes gap between now only sun is rising, he was telling. But for me, it was very early morning Brahma Muhurta in India. And when sun is in India, when it's sun risen, Brahma Muhurta for India, at that time Pakistan, it is sun is rising. Sorry, for Pakistan, it is Brahma Muhurta. At that time for us, sun is rising. And when the Gulf, when it is Brahma Muhurta, at that time in Pakistan, already sun is rising. In this way, every place has suns, any one of the time. Afternoon 12 o'clock. Right now, in one place, there is afternoon 1 o'clock. 12 o'clock. In another place, midnight 12 o'clock. In another place, it's morning 6 o'clock. Another place, evening 6 o'clock. This very moment, the sun never sets. So in this way, therefore, the conclusion is that the Lord is, yet appears the sun rises in the eastern, as the sun is never the sun of the eastern horizon. Prabhupada gives here the proof. The sun is never the sun of eastern horizon. So the Lord is no one sun, but he is the father of everything that we are not much interested whether sun is moving east to west or something. Everything should be used for the service of the Lord. Prabhupada used this example only to glorify the Supreme Lord's appearance in a particular kula. He never takes the subject matter of this and analyzes it so much and leave Krishna. People want to chew this nonsense. People want always interested in material. The mental speculative mind wants a chewing of this subject matter rather than how Krishna is glorified in Malaya Hill. And Prabhupada is giving an example, an unsetting, non-setting sun as an example for my Krishna. The devotion is missing. Mental speculation is interesting. So we should be very, very careful that like Prabhupada is using everything in the service of Krishna, same way we will use everything in service of Krishna, then everything will all knowledge, eternity and bliss will be ours. So I want to quote some examples. So Lord is no one's son, but he is the father of everything that be. Pure devotee also. Prabhupada is not actually Gaur Mohan Bey's son. In this lifetime, he has glorified that entire Kula, Kotra. Now his birthplace is being worshipped. Appearance place, not birthplace. His appearance place is worshipped. His Leela places are worshipped. Why? It is Sripath, Prabhupada's Sripath. Why? Why it is glorified? Malayasteva Sandanam. Malaya Hill, Malayascha Sandanam, Malayascha Sandanam, Malayascha, very famous. Even one beautiful pastime is that in Govardhana Hill, when Madhavendra Puri finds out, when Madhavendra Puri was doing his chanting in Vrindavan, that time he had a dream that Krishna told, I am as a deity. Muslims came to attack, so the pujari put me inside a bush and he ran away. So I am feeling very hot. Can you please rescue me and establish me on Govardhan Hill? So next day, Madhavendra Puri immediately took, dream, it instantly happened, this happened. Krishna is very much alive. He's a personality who can reciprocate. There's an atheistic mentality to think that Krishna doesn't reciprocate. For every devotional service which is done by an authorized, who has taken initiation or shelter or in an authorized Acharya Parampara, for all their devotion, Krishna will reciprocate. So what will happen? Madhavendra Puri, next day morning, he gathered the Vrajavasis and told that Krishna wants to get established. So I'll show the way. So he showed the way inside the bushes and they went that found a beautiful deity of Gopinath. Gopal. They found a beautiful Gopala deity. And Madhavendra Puri established that on top of Govardhan Hill, Gopala temple, and worshipped very nicely, did an Annakut ceremony, and he established very nice Vrajavasi Brahmanas in order to worship the deity and everything. So one day in the dream, again Gopal came and told, I want Malayacha Chandanam. I want Malayacha Chandanam, Malaya Hill Sandanam. So starting from Malaysia, most of the places have gone inside the water due to the Sagar Maharaj son digging. So, but still Malaysia to Puri, Jagannath Puri, everything is actually connected. The entire place is called Malaya Hill. The hill's top portion is what we are seeing now. And in that Malaya Hill, the Chandana grows. So in Orissa, in Puri, very, very nice Chandan is there. So Lord wanted Malayacha Chandanam. He told in the dream. So immediately Madhavendra Puri started for walking to Orissa, and then he got the Chandan. Then going towards collecting the sandalwood in Puri, he ended up in Gopinath temple in Remuna in Orissa. And in Remuna, the deities steal the pious, the gear for Madhavendra Puri. So he got that very beautiful reciprocation with the deity and became very attached and affectionate. Then he ran, got the sandalwood, and he was carrying the sandalwood with some servants sent by the king, and he was running towards Vrindavan to apply it on the body of Gopal in Vrindavan, Govardhan. But in the dream, Lord came and he didn't cross Orissa. Little worried because after Orissa was ruled by a Hindu king, but after that was ruled by mostly Muslims, and there were so many tolls, they have to pay heavy taxes and everything. But the king had made all arrangements for Gopal, but still, then Lord came in the dream and said, my body and Gopinath body are non-different. Gopala came. The Govardhan Gopala, he came and told, My body and Gopinath body are non-different. Apply the Chandan on Gopinath body. So Madhavendra Puri camped in Kheer Chor Gopinath. Gopinath became Kheer Chor Gopinath because he stole the butter for Madhavendra. Sorry, he stole the Kheer for Madhavendra Puri. So he stayed there. Malaya Chandanam he applied. So here this Malaya Chandanam, Malaya Chandanam, Malaya Chandanam. So it's not that Malaya is very famous, but because Chandan is very famous, Chandan grew there, Malaya became famous. Same way, Kula Kotra, any Kotra is not very glorious. Nothing to be proud of. I am from this family heritage. I am from that family heritage. Nothing to be glorified. In Kachara, everything, which is a better Kachara, which is a worse Kachara. You go to a dustbin. Which garbage is better than another garbage? Whether you're a Kshatriya, Shudra, Brahmana, Vaishya, anything. Everything is garbage if it is not related with Krishna consciousness. Even if somebody is a Chandala, a dog eater, a third-class tribal person, he is nicely worshipping the Supreme Lord, then he should be glorified. The family heritage should be glorified. So in Kali Yuga, great devotees, Haridas Thakur is telling, great devotees will appear in low-class family. Very, very low class than Sudra. Guru Maharaj appeared. Prabhupada went and initiated beautiful devotees. My dancing white elephants, he calls them. And they are born in very, very Milecha family and Yavana family. No Kula, no Kotra. They don't know any Kula Kotra. And Nityananda in Chaitanya Bhagavata just mentioned, Haridas Thakur is telling, the Asuras will be born in Brahmana families in India. The Asuras will be born in Brahmana families. Pure devotees will be born in very low-class families or the family in which no Kula Kotra will be known. In that family, pure devotees will be born. Narottam Das Thakur was considered to be born in a very low-class family, but he became the guru of many, many Brahmanas. Guru Maharaj is initiating disciples all over India, and he is born in a Milecha family. That now the family became glorious. And Suvarna Malik is considered to be the very low class in Bengal, where people don't associate. Nityananda Prabhu went and stayed in their family. Udarandatta Thakur and all that. And then Prabhupada appeared in that family. Now it became glorious. So in this way, Kula in Kotra is not becoming famous or glorious only by the birth of a devotee. And a nice devotee is there practicing Krishna consciousness. Then that family is glorious. If the Krishna is not worshipped in the Kula Kotra, it is equal to the worst case, less than Chandala. Chandala is a dog eater, less than that. So we should not become proud by our birth. Here she is telling, Kunti Maharani is telling, big Kula Kotra born is bring proudness, and with sincere heart one cannot approach Krishna because they are proud. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doesn't like proudness. Trinadapi sunicheya karorapi sahi suna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. Give all respect to others. Don't respect any respect to yourself. Don't become proud. You should never become proud. See, then we cannot approach Krishna with sincere heart. That is what is that? Same Kunti Maharani in previous two, three prayers before, she's singing. That is that. What is that? Edamana madapuma naivarhati abhitatum vai swam akinchana gocharam madappa. What is madappu? I am from this Kula. I am from this Kotra. But that Kula Kotra is worse than Chandala shit. If there is no Krishna worship happening there, chanting of Hare Krishna is not happening there, and you are eating onion garlic, you are eating non-veg, and you are eating only for yourself. You may be a vegetarian. In South India, most of the Brahmin families are vegetarian. They're all Mayavadis. So one time, one person was a vegetarian. He was very proud. And Guru Maharaj Prabhupada was sitting, and many disciples were there. At that time, this one disciple, he was very proud. So Prabhupada was talking about vegetarianism. That time, he told Prabhupada, I'm from birth, I am vegetarian. There are many Milecha disciples there. They had to eat so much meat in their life. They have eaten already. So, but they became very sincere, devout disciple of Prabhupada. Then Prabhupada saw him and said, so what? So what? What that goat? Goat and monkeys and the elephant is goat, and the elephant is also vegetarian. Monkey is also vegetarian, eating fruits all the time in the forest. So what? The goat is also a vegetarian. No different than an animal. You may be a vegetarian, very proud. Are you eating prasadam? Are you worshipping Krishna and offering whatever you are getting in your house? Are you offering to Krishna and accepting it as prasadam? Then we can say, okay, something tangible. Being a vegetarian is not a qualification. Being a devotee of Krishna is the qualification. Even if somebody is born in a meat-eater family, once he becomes a devotee, he is leaving that meat-eating which is coming in the family. Ekuli okuli tile tilu tilanjali raki ucharane more apnara boli. What is your identity? I am Krishnadas, Ami Krishnadas. Ekuli okuli tile. I am born in this kula, I am born in this potra. Ekuli okule tilu tilanjali. I've sacrificed, I've thrown away everything, my dear Prabhu. Now accept me as your servant. So one should not be proud of their kula and kotra. One should understand that a kula and kotra is glorified because pure devotees are born there. Or if Krishna is born, or any incarnation of the Lord is appearing, then the kula and kotra are glorified. Even Indra, their kula is not very glorious, but we see that Kapila Muni is appearing. Upendra, Vamana Deva appeared as a younger brother of Indra. So in this way, it becomes glorious. Otherwise, nothing glorious. Oh, demigod, demigod. So what? So what? In case if you... So this is very, very important for us to understand how a kula and kotra is glorified. Yashoda, word Yashoda, the name Yashoda, has a meaning that she brings glory to the family in which she is born because she begets Krishna as her son. She serves Krishna this way. Okay, that's it. Any questions, comments? One second, Vrajeshwar Prabhu, you'd like to add anything or?
Hare Krishna, ma'am.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, pranams, बोलिए.
मैम, इस श्लोक में दिया है कि अजन्मा का जन्म पुण्यात्मा राजाओं की कीर्ति का विस्तार करने के लिए हुआ है और कुछ कहते हैं कि आप अपने परम भक्त राजा जदू को प्रसन्न करने के लिए जन्मे हैं। आप उसके कुल में उसी प्रकार प्रकट हुए हैं जिस प्रकार मलय पर्वत में चंदन होता है। ये बात तो समझ में आती है, लेकिन इसमें आगे दिया है कि महाराज नल भी एक महान पुण्यात्मा राजा के रूप में विख्यात थे, लेकिन उनका भगवान कृष्ण से कोई वास्ता न था। तो ये दोनों, ये बात कैसे संभव है कि हम महान पुण्यात्मा भी रहे और भगवान से कोई वास्ता भी नहीं रखते?
बहुत अच्छा प्रश्न पूछा, बहुत सुंदर, बहुत सुंदर, बहुत अच्छा प्रश्न है। ये है पुण्य कर्म। पुण्य होता है दान, धर्म, तपा, ये सब दान धर्म, दूसरों का हेल्प करना, ये सब पुण्य होता है। तो ये बौद्धिक लोग में दो चीज होता है, हम कर्म करते हैं। कर्म तीन वजह से होता है। कर्म, कर्म, अकर्म, विकर्म, पुण्य कर्म, पाप कर्म और आत्मिक कर्म। ये बौद्धिक लोग में आध्यात्मिक कर्म। ये बौद्धिक लोग में कोई कार्य कर्म करने के बिना नहीं रह सकते। ये बौद्धिक लोग में हम बौद्धिक शरीर लिया है, इसीलिए इसको खाना है, पीना है, सोना है, इसको जगह चाहिए रहने के लिए। सो हम कंटिन्यूअस हम कार्य करना ही चाहिए। तो कृष्ण बोलता है प्रपंच में सब कार्य करना है। ना ये कार्य नहीं तो कर्म बोलते हैं, कार्य को कर्म बोलते हैं। वो कर्म तीन तरीका का कर्म कर सकते हैं। एक है पुण्य कर्म, एक है पाप कर्म, तीन सा तरीका है आध्यात्मिक कर्म। ये पुण्य कर्म होता है सुकर्म और कर्म बोलते हैं उसको। पुण्य कर्म होता है दूसरों को हेल्प करना, बहुत दान करना, लाइक करना इतना धनवान धान्य धन धान्य को दूसरों को वो प्रणामी दे देगा, सबको देगा, फटकर देगा उसको पैसा को, उसको क्या क्या है पुण्य कर्म करेगा। ये शास्त्र में लिखा है, इतना ऐसा ऐसा करना है, ऐसे ऐसे करना है, पुण्य क्षेत्र में जाना है। ये फलन फलन
इच्छा
फल की इच्छा,
करके
फल की इच्छा
पाने के लिए कार्य करता
फल को इच्छा पाने के लिए कार्य करता है। सो इंडिया में शास्त्र को मानते हैं, हम ये छठ पूजा करते हैं, वो गंगा के ऊपर प्यार है, सूर्य के ऊपर प्यार है, भक्ति है, इसीलिए नहीं करते हैं। मेरा पति को आयु जास्ती होना है, मेरा परिवार अच्छा होना है, मेरा बेटा को ये आना है, मेरा बेटी को ये होना है, ऐसा कुछ फल को ध्यान करके हम वो पूजा करते हैं। हम शास्त्र की वजह से रहते हैं। ये पुण्य कर्म होता है, ये पुण्य कर्म का फल है। बहुत अच्छा परिवार में पैदा होना, अगला जन्म में, नहीं तो स्वर्ग लोक जाना, ऐसा आएगा। ये पुण्य बोलते हैं, पुण्य कर्मा। ये पुण्य कर्मा करने से भी हम फिर भी जन्म लेना पड़ेगा भौतिक लोक में, भौतिक शरीर में, फिर जन्म लेना पड़ेगा। पुण्य कार्य करने से भी वो फल को लेने के लिए हम फिर आना पड़ेगा। दूसरा है पाप कर्मा। पाप कर्मा, ये पाप कर्मा विकर्मा भी बोलते हैं। ये पाप कर्मा है, ये शास्त्र के अनुसार नहीं फॉलो करना है, हमारा इच्छा से जीना है, ये पाप कर्मा होता है। ये शास्त्र में लिखा है ऐसे ऐसे करना है, हमारा शास्त्र को विरुद्ध करना है, ये होता है पाप कर्मा और विकर्मा। इसके वजह से हमको दुख फल मिलेगा, अगला जन्म में भिखारी हो जाएगा, नहीं तो उसको शरीर को कोई त्रुटि होगी, शरीर होगा, नहीं तो अनाथ होगा, ऐसे कुछ कुष्ठ रोगी होगा, कुछ ये आता है। ये पाप कर्म का फल है। हम क्या देखते हैं, कोई दुख पाता है वो पाप कर्म का फल है, कोई सुख पाता है वो पुण्य कर्म का, कोई अंधा है वो पाप कर्म का फल है। हम देखते हैं कोई बहुत अच्छा जिंदगी में अच्छा सेटल होता है, वो पुण्य कर्म का फल है। बट पुण्य कर्म लेने के लिए भी, पुण्य कर्म का फल लेने के लिए भी, नहीं तो पाप कर्म का फल लेने के लिए भी हम इधर आना पड़ेगा, दूसरा जन्म होना पड़ेगा। उस जन्म में हमको बुद्धि कैसे जाएगा, फिर भी पाप कर्म करेगा, किसको पता है। तो ये पाप पुण्य कर्म है, भौतिक लोक में हमको बांध देता है। इसके अलावा किसी फल का ध्यान छोड़कर हम भगवान सिर्फ कृष्ण को, देवताओं को नहीं, देवताओं को पूजा करना ही पुण्य कर्म होता है, देवता पूजा। हम सिर्फ कृष्णा, हमारा अनादिरादि गोविंदा, आध्यात्मिक लोक में होना वाला, गोलोक में वास करना वाला कृष्णा इधर आया। वो कृष्ण को, कृष्ण भगवान स्वयं आदि भगवान कृष्ण को हम पालते हैं, उसको सेवा करते हैं। उसका सेवा कर्म नहीं होता है, पाप कर्म भी नहीं है, पुण्य कर्म भी नहीं है, बट वो पुण्य के तरह अकर्म होता है। अकर्म माने आप इस भौतिक लोक में भौतिक शरीर के लिए पालने के लिए कार्य करेगा, फिर एक भी कार्य आपको इधर बांधेगा नहीं, आप बांधेगा नहीं। आप अगला जन्म नहीं लेना है, आपको अध्यात्मिक लोक जाना पड़ेगा। सो ये है अकर्मा। अकर्मा माने दैविक कार्य, भक्ति। हम भक्ति करते हैं, कृष्ण के ऊपर भक्ति करते हैं, बिना किसी फल का इच्छा नहीं होना है, फल का इच्छा नहीं होना है। कृष्णा हम आपको ये देते हैं, हमारा परिवार अच्छा रखो, ये करो वो करो, नहीं, हम प्यार से करते हैं कृष्णा को, भक्ति प्रेम से करते हैं। कृष्ण प्रेम, कृष्ण भाव से, प्रेम से हम कृष्ण को सेवा कर देते हैं। ऐसे करने से क्या होता है, हम कर्म बंधन से मुक्त हो जाते हैं। सो पुण्य आत्मा होना, भक्त होना, ये दोनों अलग अलग चीज है। पुण्य नॉट पुण्य आत्मा, पुण्यवान। सो इधर देखिए, ये यदुकुला, ये यदु राजा, यदु ने भक्त था। दूसरा राजा इधर बोला है, दूसरा राजा, व्हाट इज दैट? महाराजा युधिष्ठिरा, लॉर्ड ऑलरेडी किंग यदु, यदु बहुत अच्छा भक्त था। सो वो अकर्मा करता था, वो आन्मीक कर्म, स्पिरिचुअल एक्टिविटी, भगवान कृष्ण को मानता था, पूजा करता था, नाम लेता था, इसीलिए वो बहुत अच्छा भक्त है। उसको फैमिली को ग्लोरीफाई करना है। बट इधर एक और महाराजा था नला। वो नला राजा बहुत पुण्य कर्म करेगा, कर्ण के तरह दान करेगा, ध्यान करेगा, धर्म करेगा, ये करेगा, बहुत कुआ ना क्या राज्य में बहुत कुआ देगा, राज्य में क्या क्या सिटीजन है उसका अच्छा घर देगा, बहुत पुण्य कर्म करेगा। बट भगवान को नहीं मानेगा तू, वो पुण्य का क्या प्रयोजन है? किस प्रयोजन नहीं है? भगवान को नहीं मानेगा तू। वो सोचता है सकल संपत्ति मेरा है, मैं पटवाड़ा करूंगी, बात दूसरों को दे दूंगी करके वो सोचता है, अपना आपको ईश्वर समझता है। इसीलिए वो भगवान कृष्ण को नहीं मानता है। बट साधारण लोग उसको भी बहुत प्रसिद्ध करता है। ओ ये बहुत अच्छा किंग है, हमको खाना दिया, हमको सोने के लिए जगह दिया, हमको ये दिया, कुआ दिया, हमको रोड दिया, हमको खेती दिया, इसीलिए ये राजा बहुत अच्छा है करके साधारण मनुष्य उसको प्रसिद्धि करेगा। बट वो कृष्ण को मानता नहीं है तू, वो असली ग्लोरी नहीं है उसमें। कृष्णा वांट डिवोटी टू रूल। कृष्णा भक्त, इस प्रपंच को भक्त राजा होना चाहिए करके कृष्णा इच्छा करता है। सिर्फ पुण्य कर्म करने से भक्त नहीं हो सकता। इंडिया में बहुत लोग है, पुण्य कर्म जाएगा, काशी जाएगा, रामेश्वरम जाएगा, उससे बोलो हरे कृष्णा बोलो, हरे कृष्णा नहीं बोलेगा। हमारा गुरु महाराज सब विदेश लोग में पैदा हुआ, उसका कुला कोतरा इतना अच्छा नहीं है, बट हरे कृष्णा गुरु बोला, प्रभुपाद ने बोला आप हरे कृष्णा बोलो, वो तुरंत हरे कृष्णा बोलने लगा। सुबह 3, 3:30 बजे, 4 बजे उठने लगा। बोलो इंडिया में किसी अच्छा परिवार का लड़का सुबह 4 बजे उठता है? अच्छा परिवार हम सोचते हैं, किस अच्छा परिवार का बच्चा 3:30 बजे 4 बजे उठकर वेद पाठ पढ़ता है, कुछ करता है? बट ये लोग तो मिलेच्छ देश में पैदा हुआ, फिर भी वो भगवान का नाम लिया। इसी वजह से राजा यदु ने था, पुण्यवान भी था। बट ये नला पुण्य नहीं है तो प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, बट भक्ति होना है। भक्ति नहीं है तो पूरा शून्य है। बट ये राजा नला वो दान धर्म पूरा अच्छा किया, अच्छा नाम लिया, पूरा लोग उसके बोलता था वो बहुत अच्छा राजा है, मुझे ये दिया वो दिया है। मरने के बाद सब जाएगा ना। वो अशाश्वत वस्तु देने से प्रसिद्ध हो सकता है। रजनीकांत भी फेमस है, किसी राजा भी फेमस है, अकबर, बाबर, वो दूसरों को ये देता है वो देता है, मुझे खेती दिया, मुझे घर दिया, प्रसिद्ध हो जाएगा। बट भक्ति दिया है क्या? नहीं दिया है। पुण्य अलग चीज है, पुण्य पापा अलग चीज है। भौतिक प्रपंच में हमको बांधना क्या चीज है, बट दैविक कार्य हम करते हैं, भगवान को सेवा करते हैं, कृष्ण को भक्ति करते हैं, ये तो अकर्मा है। कर्मा, अकर्मा, विकर्मा, ये 3 है। ये तीनों चीज कर्मा है, पुण्य कर्मा, विकर्मा है, विकर्मा है पाप कर्मा, एंड अकर्मा मीन्स कर्मा नहीं है, वो है भक्ति। प्रभु जी, व्रजेश्वर प्रभु, यू वांट टू ऐड एनीथिंग?
Hari Bol, any other questions, comments, or realization?
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Thank you for the association, and let us get back sharp at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. Congregation chanting the holy name of the Lord, followed by Srimad Bhagavatam. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
The Pound Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
The Pound Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Bhagavat Satsang ki jai.
Jai.
वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे।